I first met Marlon after he had finished doing the play Streetcar Named Desire. I was a young agent at MCA. I had got treatment of a film called The Men, and he agreed to do it. I went to the train station to pick him up, and I said, Marlon, all the agents at MCA would like to meet you. And he said, why? And he said, I don't have to meet anybody. You can be my agent. And here I was, a young guy at kind of the low man on the totem pole. And Lou Wasserman, who was head of the company, got a big kick out of this because he was getting calls from the heads of the studio, you know, Louis B. Mayer and Darryl Zanuck and Jack Warner, and they all wanted to meet Marlon. And Lou said, well, you'll have to speak to Jay Cantor. And they said, who's he? Even when he was president of MGM, you had to go to Jay Cantor to get Marlon Brando. You had to call the president of MGM because Marlon wouldn't, he stayed with him forever. He was offered everything. And the interesting part of it is he never liked to work. I mean, as an agent, it was not at all difficult to get him work. It was always difficult to talk him into doing something. He was a total nonconformist, and there was a rebel part of him that I kind of looked up to and admired.
And it was, you know, he would ride his motorcycle into a place and, you know, into a club in his T-shirt and his Levi's. And, you know, because the whole strip, the Sunset Strip, was all black tie. Ciro's, Macombo, the Interlude, all those nightclubs. You know, but you couldn't have dinner on Sunset Strip without wearing a tie. Till Marlon came along, rode his motorcycle into the Interlude of the Crescendo or whatever and ordered a beer.
I saw him in The Wild One at first. It was 1954. I was in high school. Made a strong impression.
Yeah, it was very naturalistic.
Naturalistic approach where you saw him thinking and all that stuff. I'd never seen anything like that.
The idea is to have a ball. Now, if you're gonna stay cool, you got to wail. You got to put something down. You got to make some jive. Don't you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
My father was going to take me on a fishing trip to Canada once.
Yeah?
We didn't go.
Crazy.
We all wanted to be like Marlon. One time I had a date with a girl, and I had just seen The Wild One. So I finally got a date with her for this reunion, prom. And I hadn't seen her since she was about 13. She moved away.
Did you get laid?
No, I acted like the Wild One. She thought I was rude as shit. The whole evening, man. This poor girl. I'll be mumbling around. I would be acting like Marlon, you know. What do you got? You know, I was like, everything's grumpy.
Hey, Johnny, what are you rebelling against?
What do you got?
I remember my grandfather saying to me, you're like that guy, he mumbles all the time. I thought, what do you mean mumbles? I hear every word he says, you know. It's just that people get the reputation. They threw out Mumbler or Marlon for some reason. It's stuck with him because it was the one thing you could say about him to deal with the phenomenon. You say, well, he mumbles, you know.